We're live.
Uh-oh. Did you catch me sticking my tongue out there? Anyway, hi guys.
Probably. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
I've been up early today. We had a mastermind for oh shoot. I'm trying.
Got your Facebook open there.
I got my Facebook open. Hey Jerry Lynn, how you doing? She's watching us right now. So I want to know who's got Zoom fatigue and who's ready to go out and meet some people and all of that kind of stuff. Hey Patsy, Zoom fatigue. It's hard. Kenny just used that term, and it's so true. It says we're doing so much stuff online now.
Kenny is a free man, though. Kenny is got out of quarantine. Well,
yeah.
And Ray Reef Marino just tuned on, and he just had the most adorable little baby boy.
I saw that. Congrats, Gray.
On the 6th. Congratulations, Gray. We are. It's such a cute little guy you got there, and welcome to a whole new life. In more ways than one. Kim just had a baby, so she's shaking her head like, "Oh gosh, do you want to know that story?"
Yes, congrats, Gray and Chloe.
Kim, if you were on our show last week, Kim is now with our team. Angela has gone on to pursue another job, and Kim is now jumping in and a part of the team. So excited to have Kim with her group. So anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, quarantine. Quarantine is still happening. Kenny just got out. I'm so assuming you posted something. It's like, where is 2:30? 2:30 where? Must be on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can get into the islands, into Hawaii with a negative COVID test within 3. Boy, I'm having a hard time. Jordan, Kenny, somebody take over.
Yeah, so basically by August 1st, if you have to provide a negative COVID-19 test result, what is it, 3 days prior to jumping on the plane?
Yep. I think within that 3 days.
Yeah, and as we've been telling all our clients and stuff, things change. Things have been changing very, very sporadically. So keep, checking the Hawaii news and all that. There's a good one, Hawaii News Now. Usually, if you look on Facebook, that's a really good one. They always post the latest updates and stream the whenever the government makes announcements. So that's probably going to be your best bet to kind of just keep track of everything. But as of right now, August 1st, if you have a negative test, you can come here. 3 days prior, you have to have a negative, and you can come back to Maui. So that's the latest as of right now.
Come on back. And I see Patsy Sherwin's on as well. We've got a couple condos with them. And she had a question, and I'm wondering if anybody might know the answer. Is there a protocol for cleaning condos after guests leave in a vacation rental? And I haven't found that out yet. I'm sure there's all kinds of things out there. So if anybody knows, send us a link. We'd love to share that with her. And quarantine. Speaking about the quarantine, and then the COVID test. I know that there was talk about getting COVID tests, so they're working on the process for those as well with Rite Aid, Walgreens, and CVS. Just so you know that those are the places that you can check with if you're wanting to come out here and fly out. And then also there was talk of a spike in cases in Hawaii. Just so everybody knows, that's the state of Hawaii, but the island of Maui has 0 new cases. Kenny, you have a chart, I think.
Yeah, right.
So you can see Oahu had a bunch of new cases recently. The island of Hawaii had 38 on Oahu, and 2 on Kauai, and 0 on Maui. So that's a great thing. We love seeing that. That there's very little, there's no activity in Maui, and really not a whole lot going on with COVID in the state as it goes overall. So. Any thoughts on that, kid?
Yeah, Geraldine's saying the August date may change due to spike in cases. Yeah, that's why we're saying basically, as of right now, it's still August 1st. They haven't said anything official, but yeah, you just got to keep watching.
Monitoring.
monitoring, watching the updates as soon as they come out. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah, it's so hard to predict anything, or like, you know, I mean, lately it's just been so. 1 week is this, 1 week is that. So
Yeah.
never know. Just keep posted.
So who's planning those people are watching, if you're from the mainland, does anybody have flights scheduled to come out here? I'm curious if we're going to be getting to see you guys. We'd love to know that you're coming out. As I like to say, we'd love to catch up with you for a coffee, a Coke, or a cocktail. The 3 C's of networking. Anyways, so what else are we talking about, guys?
There's a
fire.
Yeah, right now.
I could smell it very strongly right now.
Are you up country? Where are you?
Now I'm in Kihei, and I don't
really?
know.
I don't smell it. Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just getting big, strong whiffs of it.
So apparently in Haile Maile, there's a 200-acre fire. Kenny, what'd you say? There is like 30% contained right now?
30% contained right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's on the more on the north side of the island, if you're not familiar. But hopefully go for it.
I'm sorry. So Haile Maile, for people, if it's basically above Paia and below Makawao. It's between there on Baldwin Avenue is sort of where Haile Miley's sort of. And Haile Miley's, there's not a lot there. There's the Haile Miley store, which is Beth Gannon's restaurant. There's distillery and a place, a couple other things in the little Haile Miley and a small neighborhood in the Haile Miley community. And then the rest of it is pretty much old. Was it old pineapple fields, Jordan?
Yeah. Back when I was growing up, it was all pineapple fields out there, which is really cool. I drove by there recently. I was like, oh, it's different. But yeah, I mean, there was on the whole side, there was just pineapple fields as far as you can see, which is really cool.
Cool. So when you're still growing up, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, you're still young. I love it. Opportunity
I'll take it.
to learn about all this stuff. And then this weekend, I wanted to share. I did something. Again, it's so cool when you're here for as long as for 20 years that I've been here, and I still get to find new experiences. And my wife and my daughters, we went to the Makawao Forest Reserve over the weekend on 4th of July and spent the time going up there to hike. And I didn't realize that there were 2 different places. There's the Pinecone Forest that's up above Seabury, which is
Up
a small
Olinda, yeah.
Olinda.
Yep.
And that's where I thought we were going, but I didn't realize that you just sort of go one road over essentially, and then up Pi'iholo and follow it around in the Makawao Forest Reserve. So I'm thinking, I'll go for it. It's maybe a mile hike, no big deal. Well, we get there and it's like, okay, this is a different place than I realized. And we go onto the path and they got bikes everywhere. It's really, really beautiful and really cool. But we get finally from the parking lot up to the path and it's like, oh my gosh, this is not a mile hike. This is a 6-mile loop. And once you're in it, you're in it. And it was gorgeous. And we did the whole loop and we got poured on. It was raining up at the top of the hill or the mountain or whatever it is where we got to the top of the loop, just totally soaked. And it was so beautiful. And Patsy, it was like cool and calm, and the smells and all the trees, because Patsy's crying about it being 97 in Chicago. I remember, that's why I live here full time. 97 in the summer, 100 degrees. It was 105 degrees in the summer in Chicago and 100% humidity. And then in the winter, it was like 25 degrees below zero for the entire month of February. Yeeks. Anyway, so the Makawao Forest Reserve is so cool and so pretty. If you're a mountain biker, they've got great trails. And the other thing they had was like a little kids, like what do you call it, a practice run, or where they learn how to ride a mountain bike, and they have little safe courses for the kids to ride around. And I thought that was very cool as well.
Yeah, it's really cool too. They have on the side, don't they have 2 different, like a harder hike and then another one if you follow the arrows? Kenny, did you ever see that?
There's the
red arrow and the black arrow or something.
Yeah.
Like one steeper.
And there's one called Fong Ridge, Fong. I don't know if that's the one that you guys started on. But if you do that to start your hike, just go prepared. I consider myself a pretty in shape person, and that just kicks my butt. It's just like a straight incline for like, it's got to be a mile and a half, 2 miles, just straight to the top.
Really? So we went up to the left, and it was a nice meandering hike when we got up the hill. And then there's the blue arrows, and we stayed on the red arrows. But then it was like, okay, we got to get the hell out of here. We're just going to take the blue path, which is a little bit harder. And it was straight down, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it was manageable by all means.
Yeah.
And that shaved probably a half a mile off of our hike, and we were all ready to shave a half a mile off the hike by the time we got there. So, but it was very cool. And yeah, and it was never saw the sun sort of filtered through, but the tree canopy is so thick. It was so beautiful. We were taking pictures and had a blast. So we enjoyed the heck out of that. So
nice.
And then the one up Olinda Road, that's really cool too. That's just basically a forest that was a pine cone or a pine tree forest. That's pretty short. You've been up to that one too, Kenny, right?
Yeah, that's I was actually planning on going there maybe
That's the
later.
Waihuli one, right? Waihuli.
Yeah.
Waihuli
Yeah.
Spring Trail.
Yeah, something like that.
How long is that? That's maybe a mile, if that.
There's a loop that is a mile, so that's just a big circle. Actually, sorry, I think it's only a half a mile, the circle. And then there is another spot where you can go down to a spring, and I think it's like 0.75 down and 0.75 back. If you go down to the spring, it's a really steep, like it's a cardio workout on the way back up. But it's really cool because in the spring, there's actually, if you're looking, it's kind of like a big grassy wall, and you'll see these little, like these holes that they look like tunnels, and they are tunnels, and you can actually go in them.
Lava tubes, yeah.
Yeah, lava tubes, and they're very cool. They're like, you kind of have to crouch down, but they're really large. You're not going too far in. The first time I went, I was a little afraid to go in, and then I saw like an 8-year-old crawl out of one, and I said, okay, I think I can do it.
I love it.
Last time I went though, the bottom trail was closed because of the COVID thing. They said because of social distancing, because some of the trails are pretty narrow.
Yeah, they are.
Double check if that's still closed or not.
And I'm going to segue with that. We didn't talk about this, but so my daughter was telling me, how this whole social distancing and people are, there's all different kinds of people, and some want to, be close, some want to be far, and there's this weird dynamic when you see somebody you haven't seen. It's like, do I hug them? Do I kiss them? Do I wave at them? Or do I run from them? Right? And my daughter was saying that somewhere she saw that they're doing, there's like these, you can get a band now, and it's red, yellow, and green bands. And you wear this band so that people know what your social distancing preference is. So if it's red, it's like, stay away from me. If it's yellow, it's like, I can talk in a close proximity. And if it's green, it's like, give me all you got. Give me a hug. I thought that was pretty interesting because it really, if you've been out in public, I know I've seen somebody, it's like, oh, how you doing? And it's like, and you get right there. And then you're feeling really weird because it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But it is a whole new experience. And I thought that was a funny idea. It's like those rubber wristbands that everybody's wearing. So I thought, what a great idea to help people to figure out what to do. And, and I get it. Some people have health issues. Some people are high risk. And it's like, I can't afford health-wise to get close to anybody. I'm not telling you to diss them, but we're so, I've been on this planet for 60 years, and I've been getting hugged and kissed and handshakes for 60 years. So that's just it's that learned behavior innate. So it is hard to change, and we just try to do what we can do. So I thought that was a cute idea.
Yeah.
And then, pardon?
Oh, I was just gonna say, humans are social creatures. It's like
especially local culture too. It's been really weird seeing friends from high school be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Oh wait.
Yeah.
And then like when you see girls, it's like kiss on the cheek, So it's like, oh, okay, hi. You know?
Yeah, I grew up in a big Italian family on one side, and when I was on the East Coast with my family, it was I saw my grandma, and it was like bizarre because it was like no double kiss on both cheeks, no big hug. It was like you can't even come inside.
Totally
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
So
We did have one interesting comment here. Maybe we can just clarify this for Brian. He was asking, all I need is a negative test right now before I leave. And just to reiterate that, yes, right now, as of August 1st, that is the rule, but keep monitored maybe.
So, and you can still come to Maui without a test today, but then you just have to quarantine for 14 days. And if you come after August 1st without a test, you still can come. You just have to quarantine for 14 days. They won't stop you from coming to Hawaii. They just require you to test. And I think that's one of the things that they're trying to figure out too is how does your neighbor in your condo where you're staying know if you had a negative test or not, and then how do they monitor the people that are supposed to be quarantining, and how do they monitor the people that have negative COVID tests? So it's an interesting. I think there's some concern with that safety part of it. So I get it, but we on the other hand, I mean the island has to open up. We're seeing more and more things that are closing down, and it's just figuring out how to do it safely. So it's going to be a challenge, and I assume we'll see spikes in cases. It's just a function of managing it too. So, all right, Kim, anything to say? You've been pretty quiet. You've just been sitting there shaking your head. And, we need.
I'm agreeing with everything. I'm agreeing with everything, and and I just keep smelling the smoke. It's just keeps getting stronger and stronger. So I'm just surprised none of you smell it. It's crazy.
I'm locked up in an office. I can't smell anything in here. So, all right. Lastly, new listings and business. We have been, Jordan's been busy. I've been busy for the market. We just bringing a really spectacular listing to the market in the next few days. We're just doing the photo shoot tomorrow, and it's the house down in McKenna. Kenny, I just want a little teaser shot for you guys.
Oh yeah, right here. It's this beautiful pool.
And so that's a pretty spectacular spot. That's right on the beach in McKenna. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be able to talk about it next week, and we're getting videos and photos shot in the next day or so, and then it should hit the MLS.
Is that it's a walk-in pool?
It is a walk-in pool. It's
nice.
a gradual slope into that pool. And then there's a waterfall at the other end of the pool, and a beach right out in front of the house. So it's pretty spectacular. And then I know Jordan's working on some stuff. Maybe we'll be able to talk about next week. A couple of other listings, and cool. And I saw that Lisa Pierce posted something.
Yeah, Kenny. The link to those bands.
COVID.
She's on it like I'm on it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah,
thanks,
and
Lisa.
then I don't know if anyone has information on this, but it looks like Patsy Sherwin asked if there's any new restaurant closings. I don't know of any, but
no.
So I've heard
it's not like on the mainland. Yeah. I'm sorry, Tom.
Doc Kitchen is in Kihei, is from what I understand closed down. They said they may or may not reopen. I also heard Brick Oven was closing, but then I just heard that they're having some issues. They're not getting out of their lease, so they may reopen back up. And I haven't heard of anything else, but I'm sure there's some of the bigger restaurants are still not opening, and they're talking about not reopening until there's a certain percentage of occupancy on the island, because like the Mama's Fish Houses and the Sorrento's and those places are really expensive to operate because of the cost of labor. And yet people say, well, the food's expensive. It's like, well, they're expensive to run a really high-end luxe restaurant. So, Amy, your mom just said Rock and Brews is closed. And
oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That stinks. So there's some definite casualties in all of this. And we'll keep monitoring it, and hopefully we can, we'll see some some of these people will be able to survive with the PPP money. And the other thing that's happening right now, I believe in the next couple of days, the unemployment assistance bonus checks are going to be depleting or going away. I think it was mid-July, but that was ending.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all shakes out. Hopefully, again, as scary as it is to reopen up, we need to get open back up again too, to get people back to work, and which is what we're seeing across the country, and it's creating challenges. So anyway, that's all I got. You guys have any other last parting thoughts?
No, I mean,
No.
I went to Big Beach yesterday, and it was so empty. It was crazy. Like, I don't remember seeing it that empty in my life. Kenny, didn't you go down there the other day too?
I did. I went to Ulua Beach right in front of Wailea Ilua.
Yeah.
But then yesterday, I actually, in the afternoon, maybe at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, I went to Cam 1.
Yeah.
And I was like flabbergasted at how few people were there. It was me and my brother and 2 other groups of people on the whole. Yeah. And I've never seen it like that.
It was pretty interesting to see. Yeah. Yeah. The water was great though. I mean, it was just like, man,
it was windy yesterday afternoon though, and it slowed down later in the day, but it was blowing stinks. So I know that moves people off of the beaches here as well.
That is true.
I know we have such a tough life. When it gets windy, we have to get off the beach.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions, reach out to Jordan or myself. If you want more information about real estate, shoot us a message. If you want the COVID bans, here's the link that we posted earlier. It's covidwristband.com. Can't be much easier than that.
Yeah.
All right.